Hey everyone, my name is Monroe Man with Break Diving. We're having a artists talk, Unstoppable Artists event today, and we're joined by Kauser in Pakistan and Ria in India, and I am in the United States. And we're gonna share some of the artistic things we're working on and inspire one another. And uh, we hope inspire you too on YouTube to go after your artistic dreams as well. So how are things, Kauser and Ria? Doing well?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing well.
That's
What
good.
about you, Monroe? You are feeling better now?
Yeah, I think so. I started doing something called EMDR. I think I wrote about it in the community. It's I desens wait, no, EDMR. I desensitization. I no, it is EMDR. uh, eye movement desensitization, and desensitization. What's the word? Desensitization, and like recalibration or something like that. And uh, anyway, it's been very, very helpful to help get over some issues. And I've only been doing it for a few days, and I think that also helped me return to my faith in God. And I think God spoke to me yesterday and gave me some new insight on life and where I need to go. And so I can't say I'm 100% sure that I'm on the right path now, but I certainly haven't felt this burden so light. I feel like a lot of weight is just off my shoulders, and I feel I can move forward. And I think as it applies to artistic things, sometimes people use art as therapy. We've heard that before, right? You draw, makes you feel better maybe, or you do a song. And for me, if I'm feeling sad or depressed, I can't do art because I don't
Yes.
feel like I don't know, I don't feel the purpose of it. And I know it's different for everybody. But I'm grateful that I'm starting to feel better because now I feel I can do the art that I've been, that I love to do. But for me, it's not a therapeutic thing. It's something that I feel like it's ingrained in me. I have to make music. I have to write. I like to speak. I like to draw. And but if I'm sad, I usually don't do them, and that's sad, right?
Me too. I'm like you because when I am sad, I don't want to do anything. I don't know why it is so. I don't want to do anything when I am sad or I'm depressed. I don't know. I do not do anything. I do not want to write anything. This is me.
How about you, Kauser? When you're sad or discouraged, do you turn to art more frequently, or do you also, like me and Ria, say, I'm not gonna draw, I'm not writing a song? What do you think?
No, I'm not like this because I have no any tension in my life.
You have no tension in your life?
No,
Great.
only studies.
Dear Lord in heaven, please make Monroe and Ria have the easy life that Kauser has.
uh,
Bavia. You guys know Bavia, of course.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And I always, she always asks me, oh, how are you? And I always tell her, oh, I got this problem, I got this. Oh, I'm doing okay, but this, blah, blah. And I go, how are you doing? She goes, I'm good. And I say, he's like, well, you have no problems? Like, no, no, everything's okay. I'm happy. And then she goes like this, like you do, Ria.
Because when we problems we easy.
I'm sorry, you said all problems are easy to solve?
Yes, when we feel that when we realize that problems are easy, so problems become easy.
Very fascinating. It's all in our perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a wise way of looking at things. And I read something recently. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was along the lines of when you wake up in the morning, pray to God and say, I know that there are going to be difficulties today. I know some things are not going to go my way, and I don't know what exactly it is, but I am going to be prepared for them because I know they're coming, and I'm going to handle them with poise and grace and calm. So I think that's what you're saying, right, Kauser?
Yeah, that's I think.
So, well, I think kind of this is one reason why I love breakdiving so much is I am able to get these amazing perspectives from people around the world who I would never have met otherwise. And these perspectives sometimes are better than mine. And it's nice to hear like your perspective, Kauser, and remind us all that it's only a problem if you think it is.
Yes.
If you convince yourself that I'm going to solve all of these little things and problems that happen every day with ease, then we can. So I think that's good for artists too, because we're talking about artists and artistry today. Is I think artists have more problems than, oh, Beatrice, he figured out how to join. I hope this will be great. I think it'll be the first time that we have him in the meeting. Hi,
Hey.
Beatrice.
Hello, Beatrice. He's connecting to audio.
Hi, Beatrice, are you there? So if you can hear me, just so you know, as a reminder, we record these videos for YouTube. So make sure you don't say anything that you don't want to potentially be disseminated publicly. Also, we can't see you now. We can just see your clothing hanging in your background.
Yes, done.
So you have to turn your camera around. I'll turn off your camera for now, and when you figure it out, you can start it up again. So I don't want to be sharing your room without your consent. What I was saying about the artistry thing, the fact that I think a lot of art is, you know what they often say? The most productive artists are the most troubled people. Think about all of the great artists of the world. Most of them struggled emotionally. Most of them were having difficulty with their lives, and the art becomes their outlet. And
there is a quote too that if you are not facing any difficulties in your daily routine, then you should definitely try to change your work or your targets. Yes.
So Kauser needs to change her work or targets because she has no
No,
difficulty in life.
she has a different perspective. She takes things easy, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling about what you are saying. I'm telling on that basis.
Yeah, I do agree. I often tell people, sometimes I used to give speeches for actors and filmmakers in New York City, and I used to ask them, how many of you have wanted to quit in the last year? And people are very hesitant to raise their hands, but maybe one or two or three have raised their hands because the others want to appear how strong they are. I've never wanted to quit. Right? And to those three people who raised their hands, I say, I'm proud of you for raising your hands. A, because you're honest, but B, if you have not wanted to quit sometime in the last year, something you're trying to do, acting, filmmaking, music, it means you're not trying hard enough. Or it means your goal is not big enough. Just like what you said, Ria, if you don't have any problems, it means you're not pushing yourself.
Mm.
If you don't have a problem is the same thing as a challenge, right? Or a way to broaden your horizons or expand your worldview. And as soon as I tell that to people, I say, look, so for all of you who do not raise your hand, either stop lying or start taking more chances, start taking more risks. And I think with art, that's the only way anybody does anything truly spectacular is by, I'm going to try something completely different. I just think about music. Think about the Elvis Presley. Do you guys know Elvis Presley? So he's one of the most famous rock musicians from the United States, but he was back way in the day, like back in the 50s. And he's credited with sort of making rock and roll what it is. And he was this transitionary soul who kind of took the music that was traditional at the time and started swinging his hips and doing wild, crazy things. And well, he kind of then helped push rock music. And then the Beatles came. And the Beatles were completely different than what came before. And then there were the Beach Boys, who were inspired by the Beatles, but then started throwing in these even crazier harmonies and these crazy instruments. And I'm sure, of course, there are examples from Pakistan and from India. I just unfortunately don't know them. But I feel like every great artistic achievement, and it's because they said, you know what, I'm going to push myself to maybe to the point where I want to quit or I feel like a failure. It's funny when you guys know that sometimes I really get hard on myself. I get sad and yet people also look at me and go, how the heck could that guy accomplish so much? Because sometimes he's so down in the dumps. But it's precisely because I think I'm right in the dumps all the time because I try so hard. And so I try so hard, and so I accomplish a lot of things, but I also fail a lot more than most people. And I think most people just kind of stay in their safe zone, twiddling their thumbs, saying, I'm not going to go out of I'm going to stay right here because I don't want to hurt myself or I don't want to start crying and stuff. And I don't either, but I realize if I don't push myself really, really hard, I'm not going to change the world, which is what I want to do. And I mean, even doing breakdiving, that's kind of an artistic thing. It involves code.
Very much artistic.
And public speaking and talk. I mean, it's a lot of artistry in what we're doing here with breakdiving. This wouldn't happen unless I took chances because I mean, how many times I failed? I failed probably like one day when breakdiving.
And you are debt free now.
What?
You are credit card free, debt free now.
Yes. I have zero credit card debt, people on YouTube. It's been the first time in, I think, 15 years, and it is amazing. It's a great feeling. And I guess the point is since we're talking about today is let's talk about something. How are you going to push yourself as an artist? Yes. And that doesn't mean just with the actual drawing. We did an awesome friendly pencil 2 weeks ago. Myself and I forget her name, but this lovely member from down in the islands in the Caribbean, and I did this. And
Tommy.
Yeah. Yes, I think. No. Yeah, it was Tommy. So I think it was Tommy, and I think maybe she was in Nigeria. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But yes. I'm just so amazed that and Tommy wanted to do that when I thought, oh gosh, I think that one's going to be hard. And look what I ended up doing. And it's because I pushed myself to do something that I didn't think I'd be able to draw a fox. I didn't think it looks really, not it looks like, it's good.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's not me even saying, what do you think? No, I know. And you guys know. It's good. It looks like a real fox. And hey, Beatrice, I can hear you.
Yes.
Ask Maureen. Nice meeting you guys. I can see Ria. I can see Kausar. Good evening, all.
It's great to. By the way, just so you know, what we I think did you hear me before where I said we record this so we could post it for people on YouTube?
Yeah, I
So
got you.
So you're welcome to put your camera back on if you want. If you want to leave it off, it's okay. Of course, it's your choice. But we'd of course love to see your smiling face. But I understand that some people are a little uncomfortable, and that's fine. So let's talk about taking chances as an artist. And it doesn't necessarily mean, like I just showed you that that drawing, doesn't mean just an artistic risk. Maybe it's a risk of showing your art to somebody. Or maybe it's a risk of, I've always wanted to do it professionally and I've been scared. I'm gonna actually try to do it. How many people, I haven't, if you look at movie stars today or rock stars or famous people on TV in your country, is there at least one person of them and you think, how is that person a rich and famous star? Because they are terrible. And to me, I always say, yeah. And I always think, why is that person a huge famous movie star and I'm not? I mean, right? But the key is, it has nothing to do with talent.
Yes.
It's about these people took greater risks than you did.
Yes.
Or they ended up hustling more.
Yes.
Or they ended up making the right connections. But you could say, oh, they're so lucky that they made those right connections. Yeah, but they were still doing something. Maybe they went to a party and they met them, but they still went to the party. And so again, just think of what can you do to take a bigger risk? And I'm going to do it with you too, because we all can push ourselves. And our mission is to make Kauser feel that she has a problem in life.
I'm trying to.
Beatrice, go ahead.
My boy is telling me that my host has disabled it.
I'm sorry, can you say again?
I say I'm trying to connect the camera, but it's telling me that my host has.
Oh, yeah. I turned it off because you were showing your like a picture of your clothing or something, and I wanted to make sure
that
you
time
weren't sharing something without knowing that you were sharing it.
Okay.
You see, you're still sharing. Now you have to turn your camera around.
Okay.
You have to turn front camera, yes.
So there's a way to change which camera you're using, or let's see. Yeah, with Zoom, there's a way to choose which camera you want to use. If you're unable to figure it out today on this call, it's okay. Sometimes it takes a lot of time for people to figure all these things out, just as it did me and Ria and Kazer. So
I will listen to you guys, and I'll be contributing before I figure it out.
Oh, I see your sexy feet. That's fine. If you want to share us with your feet, that's completely fine. That's your choice.
Yeah, actually, Maureen, I really enjoy this thing. Let me just appreciate you guys. Though you are not yet, before then, I will fix it before then by God's grace.
No problem, no problem. Well, let's move forward. Beatrice, let's start with you then.
Yeah.
What's an artistic project that you're working on, and what can you do to really push yourself to go a little farther with it, to take a step that's a little scary?
Actually, the breakdivers has really, let me say, it has encouraged me a lot. In fact, I have gotten a new perspective now. But before then, I have a friend that is very close. We stayed in the same block, the same compound, and that he has been an instrumental person trying to encourage me to be more focused and to be determined. Behold, I now came across breakdiving. And believe me, since then, I believe that now I'm more productive to myself than I've ever been. Now, what is that? I'm always constantly, I've started writing down the project I'm writing on, that is about being in the security field as a security expert. I've seen a lot of areas whereby most people in our countries are not paying much attention to. And believe you me, that has been one of our major problems in the country.
So wait. Most people in your country do not what?
Yeah, they don't talk much about it.
About
And
what?
the issue is that is religion.
Religion.
Yes, we have been too sensitive. And if you can, I don't know, I have posted some preamble of the what I'll be writing on, that is Nigerian security and the role of religion. Most of our people, they are always religious in terms of that is, and the major two religion are Islamic and Christianity.
Mhm.
And at that, and I came to understand that both the two religions are talking about in a good society, trying to kind of imbibe more moral consciousness in the life of people. But even at that, we are seeing certain things that are not properly done. Religious leaders are not there talking. And as far as Nigerian society is concerned, in each and every congregation, let me use either church or mosque, the followers listen attentively to either the cleric. They listen to them attentively. That is to say, they have that audience for them to able to kind of throw out some information, some vital information that people need to understand on how well we need to behave. For the fact that most of us has been religious in the country, having inherited it from our African traditional religions. Now
Mhm.
the practice has been part of them. Even those in government, you discover that even them, they are equally, a kind of religious inclination. But even at then, there are issues that need to be solved. People cannot talk about it.
So
Now because
let me
yeah,
ask you this then. What artistic project are you doing that's going to help solve this problem in
yeah,
Nigeria?
really, the project I've embarked on, believe you me, I believe many, because I've gone to the internet, I've not seen anybody write on that topic. And I've shared it with one a security expert who has been in the field, and he was very impressed. And I believe he will do the forwarding. He work at the National Security Advisor's
So
office.
you're working on a book?
Yes,
Great.
yeah, I'm working on that book, and I believe that will go a very long way, because I believe by God's willing, such project would find its ways to the universities, and thereby the lecturers, the professors, and all those at key positions in the government will be start talking on those issues. And these are areas that I'm really looking at. In fact, this has taken over most of the project that I've started actually.
That
Yeah,
sounds really great. That sounds
thank
great. So I think that uh, I I have to laugh because it's funny just seeing your feet there as if your feet are the ones talking.
you.
It's
Okay.
it's it's like you're it's like it's a cartoon like SpongeBob SquarePants or something, and these feet have this very smart mind, and it's very
I'm
funny. But
continuing.
I love this idea, Beatrice, and I think that's when are you gonna have a rough draft of the whole book done?
Yeah, actually, with my research, it will really take me some time, really. Because initially, when I started, I thought maybe it will not be that, but it's bigger than I actually thought. But even at that, because I'm trying to cover a little bit to an extent that less our people understand where we are coming from in terms of religion, our practice before then what do we need to do now with, because even before the coming of Christianity and Islamic religion, we have been living peacefully. Then what are we now doing in the same of with respect to the religion we are practicing now to bring more sanity, to bring more security in the country? So I believe I need to cover to that extent. So research on that, and believe you me, I'm telling you that there are some ethnicity, another complication again in the system that has contributed negatively in the times of security. You discover that ethnicity, because of the diverse culture, languages, and dialect, we are having over 500 plus, you know, and they have different cultures, they practice, even then, they have different deities and gods they worship and all that in form of religion before them.
So
Now, coupled with them,
it's a complicated issue that's going to take you a long time to complete the research for. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you
Really?
give us a target date? Just give us an idea to something that's gonna give you like something to work for in the next 6 months, next year, next 2 years. How long?
Let me say a year. Let me say a year because at the pace that I'm working now,
Okay, I'm
I
looking
think-
at my watch right here, my calendar. We're gonna check in with you on January 19th, 2022.
yes, sir.
I just realized it's my mom's birthday today, and I didn't wish her a happy birthday yet. So thank you for reminding me, Beatrice.
My birthday was on the 6th of December, so it was last year.
So I'll remember my mom's birthday and always remember that I need to check in with Beatrice on the progress of his book.
Okay,
Beatrice,
but it
it's been a year. Happy
Okay.
birthday to mom, and I hope it's happy birthday to your book.
Thank you, sir.
Happy
To all my
birthday to
fans.
you.
Kaiser, how about you? What are you working on? You said you're doing some public speaking, but is there something else that you're going to try to push yourself for?
I think I have so many studies about my course books.
Oh, wait, Beatrice, for 2 seconds we saw you. There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
got it.
But break diving has some really good looking people. I got to tell you, look at the four of us. Let me take before you continue, Kajal. I want to take a picture of all of the four of us while everyone's cameras are, because we could post that. So can everyone smile and wave? Nice big
Yeah.
smile.
Good one.
Awesome. I'm taking a picture now. Boy, this is good. Great. You guys look fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Kaiser, can you continue and
Yeah.
tell us what you're working on and how you're going to push yourself?
Um, I'm working on my topic about failure that I present in my class in my academy.
When will you be sharing it in your class?
In 2 days.
When?
In 2 days.
In 2 days. Okay, and
Yeah,
how are
I
you?
write it, and I write it in and I write it. Yeah,
That's wonderful.
from
So
uh, from any motivational video.
you're making a motivational video?
Yeah.
I want to see it. You got to post it for us so we can improve our lives. Because Kaiser,
Sorry, I'm saying that.
I
I'm
said
saying that I motivate my class fellows in my academy.
yes. When will you have this video completed?
Not in video. I'm present it in my class.
Oh, and will you present in English or in Urdu?
English. It is in English.
Well, can you record it and post and share it with us?
I tried. I tried.
Just give your friend the phone,
Yeah.
and just it can be the crappiest, terrible recording ever. Just record it. The other reason why is you cannot improve as a public speaker or an artist unless you look at what you do. And
Okay, I
one
will
second,
try.
Ria, I'll let you. And did you want to contribute? What does this mean?
Actually, I want to say that can you give us platform to upload a video only on break diving, because sometimes it happens that
We're working on. There are so many things that we want to add to Breakdive. We want to create an app for Android. We want to create an app for iPhone. We want to allow people to upload video and audio, and so the answer is yes, Ria. The only question is when the team can become proficient enough and find the time to do all these. Some of the things are easy. Some of the things we have to do a lot of study to learn how to do it. But I agree with you completely. That would be really cool if we could upload videos ourselves to breakdiving. So it'll happen.
Because many times happens, there are some videos we want to share, but we don't want to share it on YouTube or on other platform, but only want to upload it on our breakdiving community. So that's why.
I hear you. So we'll work on it. We'll work on it. But in the meantime, Kauser, if you could, and just so you know, you can upload a video privately to YouTube, and then the only people who can watch it are those who have the link. So that means it's not public on YouTube for everyone else to watch. And so you could post the link in breakdiving, and no one in this community is going to share it with other people. If they do, we'll kick them out.
Yeah.
Because we want people to feel comfortable here, that they can share things that are not going to be used to hurt our members or things like that. And so anyway, or even Kauser, take the video and send the link to just the three of us privately on breakdiving. And we're the only people who get to watch it because we were here at the event with you. So there are lots of solutions. But what I was saying is, we always think sometimes we're worse than we are or better than we are until we watch ourselves. Sometimes I would watch these videos of me here and I'll watch it and go, oh, that was great that I did that. I should do that more often in the videos. Or, that looked terrible. Or that was awkward. Why did I say that or do that? And so if nothing else, get the video so that you can watch it yourself and look at it and see, oh, this is how I can be a better public speaker, and this is what I need to do to stop being a bad public speaker, depending on the situation. So very proud of you. That's exciting. And it's impressive that you're doing it in English, because it's tough for a native speaker to do a speech in English.
Yeah.
It's even more difficult for someone who doesn't speak it as a first language. Ria, how about you? What are you going to do? What are you going to push yourself with art in some way?
There are a lot of things. Wait a minute.
There are a lot of things, but I will not talk to them. I'm leaving. All right, we'll wait for Ria to come back. Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are a lot of things, but I am not able to do because of my procrastination habit. And I'm really afraid of taking risk. I don't know why, but I'm kind of a girl who is very afraid of everything, like to do this or not. Always think a lot of times, and yes. So I just want to overcome my fears of doing things. That's the main thing.
All right, so Kauser and Beatrice, all three of us, each of us is going to each give one bit of advice to Ria to help her overcome her fears and to take these risks. Because, so I'll start and say, Ria, you want to do these things and you're scared. And who knows why you're scared? Maybe it's failure. Sometimes it's fear of success. Maybe it's fear of what your family.
No failure, because I have not even tried.
Exactly. If you don't try, it's impossible to fail.
Yes. So I have no failures in my past.
Kauser has no problems in life. Ria has no failures because she doesn't try. I get it. But you have to. Think of, you know what I'll say with this? So my advice is, don't think of it as failure. Think of it as figuring out a way that didn't work. And many of you maybe have heard this before, maybe you haven't, but you have to think of it as that. And if you think about it, well, I don't want to fail, you'll never take the risk to try. Who cares if you fail? I was telling you before, I started breakdiving for the first time in 1999.
Yeah.
And it fell apart. I tried it again in around 2002, fell apart. I tried it again 2006, it fell apart. I tried it again in 2013, it fell apart. Finally, I realized this is not working. Something is wrong. And I thought, maybe, I don't know if this is the exact reason, but I know it's a huge reason why we're successful here. And I've met all of you. I said, stop doing it as a for-profit company. I wanted to be like Tony Robbins. If you guys know him, he's a very famous motivational speaker in the United States. And his company is a for-profit. Actually, here's one of his books. I'm actually like Tony Robbins, Money, Master the Game. And so I thought, I should do it as a for-profit company to help people. But then I thought, maybe the problem is that people are not believing you. Maybe people feel you're being insincere because they all think that you're doing it to try to become rich. And maybe they're not believing that you're trying to create this community for other people. Yeah. And so I don't know, something hit me. I said, why don't I make it as a not-for-profit? And so then people will know that I'm really doing it to help other people. Could this still make me a millionaire? Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe not even through breakdiving, but because I become so famous because of breakdiving that I end up writing all these books. And then I become a public speaker like Tony Robbins, giving speeches to 30,000 people, and they pay me $500,000 to do a speech. So, I realize it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do it that just through the business. Anyway, I did that, and so many doors opened up to me. Yeah. Because of all the failures of before that helped me find all the ways that breakdiving was not going to work. I made it as a not-for-profit. The team now, all of the different people that work on the breakdiving actual staff, I don't pay them anything because we're all volunteers. And there is no way I would have gotten people to volunteer their time here if it were a for-profit company. Because they would all think, why am I working so hard to help Monroe become a rich CEO? And I couldn't have launched this company if I didn't have them. I'm a coder and I've learned a lot, but everyone on the team is doing things that I can't do. And you guys wouldn't be here if that all didn't happen. So, Ria, the sooner you start failing, the sooner you start finding the way that's going to make it a success. And I'd love to hear what you have to say, Ria, but you're muted, so you have to unmute yourself.
One more thing I want to ask, then how to overcome from the trauma that is that I think every time that somebody is seeing me, what I am doing or judging me. Yes.
Okay, so Beatrice, it's your turn to answer that question. She wants to know, how do I get over this fear that people are always judging me?
Yeah. I believe the platform of which you found yourself, the community, has provided all you need. In fact, what you did now by joining this community is the first step towards where you're heading to. And when you look at it that way, you have no reason to be afraid of whatsoever. Now, what you are now doing currently on this platform now, as we are discussing, you are developing confidence within yourself. You are seeing people from different parts of the world, and you're able to communicate and bring out those ideas you have in you and what you are planning to achieve in life. Believe you me, sky is your limit. Now, one thing is very important for us to understand, what I later find out in life, is that every human being, and that has helped me so much to not underlook any individual. Every individual, I believe, that has the potential to achieve that which he really set his mind on. And believe you me, if really you remain focused to what you are thinking to achieve, morally, we all understand what is right and wrong, but being focused, being mindful of what you are thinking, not to be carried away by what other people are doing, but remaining focused on that which you have set your mind to achieve, there is nothing that will stop you. No, most often is that Yeah, I even like mine. I will use myself as an example. I started writing just recently. Before you know, I've started developing more confidence, and even me now, I am so proud now to post what I'm writing. You know why? Because it started gradually. So the more you do, and the more, in fact, this platform, as far as I'm concerned, is all that you need, and everybody is around to help you. More kudos to Maureen. You have done a great job,
Oh,
and I believe so much that, in fact, you will be a multi-billionaire because the concept is just okay. The concept is just
tell you
awesome.
this, my hope is if I become a multi-billionaire from this, then you're all coming along with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Right? I mean, that's the whole point of this. I would like, I d- I never wanted to do anything to just become rich. I like helping people. If I
Yeah,
can become rich because I'm helping all of you, that's great. But I
and
mean,
believe,
I
and
just
believe,
love the fact that we have this great community here and people like you, Beatrice and Kauser and Ria. And and honestly, I see it's possible that breakdiving is going to truly succeed because one of you, maybe this year, maybe in 5 years, maybe 10 years,
yeah,
is going to become a huge success.
amen.
And one of you is going to say, you know what? How did this happen? Well, part of it's because of the friends I made at breakdiving in this amazing community. And you're going to be talking about it on some television show in your country
Yeah,
and or an interview. And all of a sudden, everybody's going to come to breakdiving because they want to be like you.
mm,
And so it may not be me who makes breakdiving put it this way, it's never me, it's us. It's always, why are we here? You said thank you to me, Beatrice. I say thank you to the three of you because this thing doesn't exist without you guys.
mm,
Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Or when I love the fact that you guys cheer me up when I'm sad too. And I think that's what's really unique about breakdiving too. I think what I used to 15 years ago, I would do public speaking and stuff, but I would never let people know the troubles I was going through. And I just feel, and everyone always looked up to me as some Superman. And oh my gosh, he never has problems. He gets so much done. And I finally started to realize, it was difficult. It was exhausting to try to pretend to never have problems. But I found that I'm actually more inspiring to people when they know that, oh my gosh, this guy gets all this stuff done and he's going through just as much difficulty as I am. Oh, it's not because he's superhuman. It's because he just overcomes the difficulty despite it all. So, Rhea, I like what Beatrice said about this, about the fact that you do have what you have here. Who cares what the people outside of breakdiving think?
yes.
As far as I'm concerned, I think of the world as two parts.
Mm,
Breakdiving and the people who are my true friends and supporters, and then the globe, the rest of the world.
yeah,
And these companies like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all, they're not making the world a better place. They're destroying people's lives. They're making friends hate one another. And I just feel like they're the problem and we're the solution. And it's not
yeah,
me necessarily criticizing Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. They're in fact the inspiration for what we're doing here. But I think we're the next step. We're the next evolution
yeah,
because we support one another, not tear one another apart. And
yeah.
Kauser, it's your turn now to give Ria some advice, some inspiration about how can she get over this fear of criticism from other people and judging from other people.
I Ria, I recognize you a motivational video of Muniba Mazari.
Okay.
She is a Pakistani motivational speaker, and she's a video on motivational on failure, about failure, and she's talking about all things that you are facing, people's and failures, and don't trying anything, because you are fearing about failures. So I think you have to see this video, and I think you become motivated from it.
Motivated.
Yes,
So,
motivated.
Everyone repeat after me. Motivated.
Motivated.
Excellent class. Good job.
and before I forget,
But
sorry,
for,
What's that, Beatrice?
yeah, sorry, I want to chip in this. You don't need to carry a lot of project as you have mentioned. You say you have a lot of things. No, just pick like 2, 3 and start working on them. And just start working on them. Believe you me, when people did not criticize you, they will not, in fact, that criticism is part of what will even motivate you to more to bring out the best in you. And when they begin to see that in you, those people that are criticizing you will be there and start hailing you up. So you don't need to listen to anybody. Each and every individual has his own potential God has given to everybody. So focus on yourself and never allow yourself to be distracted by what others said. And believe you me, you will see a much difference and you'll be happy with yourself as well. Thank you.
I'm inspired by what Beatrice says too, is the fact that the people who criticize you today, just like Beatrice said, as soon as you become a success, they'll say, I always believed in you.
Yes.
But they,
yes,
because now they want to be your friend. And it's which means people's criticisms or praises of you, in some ways, it has more to do with them than with you.
Yeah.
So and that's why we shouldn't, and I'm guilty of this too. We shouldn't need other people's praise
Yes.
to feel good about ourselves, because that praise I tell you, it's a quick story. About 15 years ago, I really was on the verge of becoming famous, and many times. I was very close to having this huge book deal with a big American publisher. I was very close. I used to have a rock band, and we almost got signed to a record label. And one of my films almost got 1 million. I mean, there were so many things going on, and everybody looked at me as this guy who was going to become a superstar, the next Tony Robbins or the next Tom Cruise or something. And I couldn't believe how many friends I had and how many supporters. And over the years, certain things fell apart, and those things didn't become reality. And it blew my mind. Today, 95% of those people do not talk to me anymore. And even though I've told them about breakdiving and saying, hey, this is a really cool community. This is the culmination of everything I've ever done. And I believe this is the thing that I'm going to be recognized for. Like everything for the last 20 years has led up to me doing breakdiving. Please come and join. Please come and support me. I really think it'll help. Maybe one of my friends from the last 20 years joined breakdiving. And it's maddening to me, because I know, and we know, breakdiving is going to take off like a rocket one of these days.
Yeah.
And all of these people are going to, exactly, Ria, they're going to suddenly come back into my life. Hey, Monroe, it's been a long time. Wow, how long has it been? 10 years? I just read about you in Fortune magazine, and gotta say, I always knew you'd find a way to become successful. Can we get coffee sometime? And I'll be like, tell me when did you join breakdiving? Just curious. Oh, no, I haven't joined it. Well, then I'm sorry. I don't have time for the coffee with you right now, because I'd like to spend it with you guys who are here when I'm struggling. And I've learned such a lesson is don't give up on people. Don't be a fair weather friend. Have you ever heard that expression? A fair weather friend? Meaning they're only friends with you when the weather is fair, when the weather is very nice.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when it looks like you're not going to be successful, or you're struggling, or you lost money, or you're having difficulty, suddenly they're not there anymore. And I've learned how to be, I think, a better friend by realizing, Monroe, you've got to be there for people through the good times and the bad times. So, but to remind you, Ria, going back to you and what Beatrice said, people's opinions of you are going to change constantly.
Yeah.
And a friend today, like I said, the person who criticizes you today is going to praise you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so you shouldn't make your decisions about what you are going to do based on what people may think about you for doing it. And it's the hardest thing, I know.
Yeah.
I remember, do you guys know what IMDb is?
IMDb. Yeah.
It's the Internet Movie Database. And so it might be more famous in the USA, but it's if you, any actor is on there, and I'm on there because I did some professional acting work. And years ago, I don't know what happened. Suddenly, people started posting on the comments, Monroe's the worst actor. Monroe is a loser. Monroe is gay. And I don't care if people think I'm gay or not, but I don't want lies about me to be spread. Who wants that? And it just got really bad. And there started to be websites that were posted about me, 10 things I hate about Monroe, man, and blah, blah, blah. And I was trying so hard to figure out where are they located. I couldn't find the servers. I didn't know enough about computing back then or what I could do. And I was crying. I was miserable because these people were criticizing me. Monroe, you should jump off a bridge. Monroe, go commit suicide so people don't have to see your acting. And I still believe I'm a pretty good actor. It had nothing to do with reality, but it hurt. And then suddenly as this was going on for months and months and months, I stumbled upon Tom Cruise's IMDb page. And I saw under his, on all the comments, Tom Cruise, you suck. You're the worst actor, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, you should blah, blah. And I thought, oh my gosh, wait a second. The most famous movie star in the world is dealing with the same thing that I'm experiencing. And it helped me to realize criticism is the price of success. And I don't know why people started to criticize me on there, but I started to realize the only reason people criticize you is if you're getting somewhere. You're important. You have an influence on others. Why else would anyone spend any time? Same thing with bullies. Why do people bully people? It's because they are weak and self-conscious, and you cause a problem for them. You're actually an important part of their life. It's a sick thing and it's unfortunate, but that's why people get bullied. Because you're important. And it's weird. What do you mean I'm getting bullied and beat up because I'm important? If you weren't important, nobody would care about you.
Yeah. When they are criticizing you, it's because they have seen the potential in you. So instead of you trying to listen to them, you keep pushing on. And believe me, Ria, you by yourself, you'll be surprised at what you can do in life. Every individual that you see, they are famous in life, they are not having 2 heads. They are not having 10 heads. It's just one. It's just that they remain focused on what they are doing. And I believe that is what breakdiving does. It makes us to be focused. It makes us to be precise in what we set our minds to achieve. Yeah.
Did we help you at all, Ria?
Yes, very much.
Do it. Whatever you want to do. Sometimes I do this exercise with myself. If I knew that nobody was going to criticize me for what I was about to do, and if I knew I was eventually going to succeed at it, would I go ahead and try it? And if the answer is yes, then I just move forward and just ignore the criticism that's going to come. And and that criticism comes from me too, because sometimes we want to tell ourselves to quit. And we have to ignore it. I often think, we all know it, we're our own worst enemies. We criticize ourselves more than other people criticize us. Ria, you're not doing these things not because of what people have said to you. It's because what you think they're gonna say to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your own mind making you crazy. So Ria,
Blah,
what's
blah.
one of the things you're gonna do?
I think I'm working on my writing skills. Yes, I want to, write a poem once a week, but I'm not doing that also. So there are many things. Yes.
So Ria, this is my suggestion.
Mm.
Write a poem per week, post it on Break Diving, ask us for help in terms if you want us to help you with the grammar,
Yeah.
and then rewrite it and then post it again for more. And then when it's perfect and you're happy, post it on your poetry blog.
Yes.
And at the same time, I believe, Maury, I gained a lot when I started writing, and that was when I began to, let me say, that was when I began thinking. Writing gives us the ability to think than any other person. So I believe when you engage in writing, you begin to discover those things fully in you. You begin to discover yourself. So
I
go into writing fully and lay your hands on resources. There are a lot of resources on the net. Instead of browsing other things, just as we said, be focused. Just pick like two and remain consistent on it before you now dive into other things. You may have a lot of things in your head, but when you allow them, you just get confused and you end up doing nothing. Just be focused on one and two. And I believe that writing will help your creativity a lot.
Beatrice is a good speaker. He has very good
Yes.
advice, doesn't he?
Yes.
He has a great perspective. Beatrice, we're gonna talk because maybe you can help lead you. Maybe you can lead some of these events yourself. Well,
Thank
if you'd like to, because I'm
I
getting
can.
exhausted. I honestly, I think I must do like 25 of these per month, and woo. So it would be good to have not only some more help, but we could do it at different times because you're 6 hours difference. So maybe you could do something when I'm sleeping. But I think the world could use some more motivation from you too. And by the way, Kausaria, if you guys want to eventually do the same thing too, just continue to improve your English
Yeah.
and your confidence. You see the difference. Beatrice kind of speaks like me. It's he's got a bigger smile than me, but our our philosophy and our way of speaking, I think is similar.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
I'm honored.
absolutely. I'm inspired when I listen to Beatrice speaking.
Thank you.
And I feel like I'm also in a class. So this is cool. And then again, this is what break diving is about. Let's push everybody to become better.
Yeah.
And we'll all become better speakers. We'll all help each other with our deficiencies. When I'm sad, you guys have cheered me up. When you're sad, I'm gonna cheer you up.
Yeah.
And together we're gonna make our dreams come true and overcome our difficulties and all that.
I really am. I'm very impressed with your write-up this morning. Let me say morning because it is morning now. It's during that time in Nigeria here. When I read it, I've gone through and I really seen a lot of potentials, and God is taking you to a greater height. Actually, because it's not easy to go into security. And I believe we have much to talk with you, to be specific. Let me just leave it for another day.
Yeah, I saw what you wrote, and I honestly think. By the way, Kauser and Ria, Beatrice is talking about a post that I made last night or this morning. I think it was. I'm not sure when it was, but about a new trajectory for my life and something that I think is going to give me some focus over the next 5 to 10 years. And Beatrice, yes, I see some ways maybe we can work together. Who knows? And I appreciate your support, and I'm grateful for what happened yesterday, that whole chain of events, because literally I was, you guys can go read about it in the community, but I was lying on my bed around 2 p.m. yesterday, and it was kind of a nice day, but it was overcast, nothing, it looks really sunny now because it looks so bright, but it's not that bright outside, cloudy. For some reason, I said, I need to get out and I need to go walk to the other town where my mom lives to go pick up my bike. I don't know why. I just thought and why walk? You know, I could have called my mom and said, hey, can you come pick me up? Or I could have taken a taxi. For some reason, I decided to walk. And literally that decision to walk kind of put everything into motion, and strange thing. And it led to me coming up with this, what I think is a pretty interesting idea that I think will, give me something, a different type of career to focus on in the future. And so I think the lesson from that is I learned, no matter how terrible you feel, and no matter how much you believe, you will never find a replacement for whatever dream you lost.
Yes.
You will, if you refuse to give up looking for it.
Yes.
And are open to, at least again for me, to God guiding your life, because I really realize I don't get, when we think we're in control of our own destinies is when our ego takes us down into the pit of despair.
Yes.
I have to believe that God knows better than me what I'm supposed to be doing. And we've all heard it before. When God closes a door, he opens another one. And when you're feeling depressed, you're saying, God, I hate you. You've closed every door. And what do you mean you're open? Where's the door? Where's the other door? I don't see the other door. And I realized, I think, is when you don't see the other door, it's because you refuse to turn around and look. God put the door right here.
Yeah.
But I'm still looking. No, this needs to be where my life needs to go. This way.
You know.
Right?
Actually, Maury, when doors closes, definitely God is opening another door, because it will shift our focus. It will give us more room to look around. And most often you discover that even what we are looking for is right inside of us, very close to us. But because we take our mind so high, maybe of what we are thinking and all sort of distraction, we fail to see what is very close by to us. And I so much believe that was exactly what happened in your own situation. In fact, your write-up encouraged me a lot, encouraged me the more to even remain more focused. And I so much believe that God is always there to help us out if really we are determined. Yeah.
I think that's really interesting, is that, God is there if we're willing to listen and obey.
Yes.
And I think that's what hit me yesterday. And this is it's interesting. This is going into a religious, theological discussion, but I think that's related to art too, because if you're pursuing art, let God inspire you to guide you where you want to go. But literally yesterday, when I was with my friend, I kind of just said, all right. And I was kind of out of frustration. God, if this is not the way that you want me to go, what do you want me to do? Come on, I'm ready. I'm listening. Show me what's going to bring me fulfillment. Show me what's going. And then all that stuff just happened. And I don't know if this is the direction I am going to go with my life. Who knows? But it's gotten me out of this pit of despair that I was in about losing this career direction that I had been thinking about forever. For decades, I've been working towards it, and the door just boom. And I couldn't believe it. Like, what? How did this? No, this was my destiny. How could this have? And it took me a long time, but yesterday it hit me, Monroe, it's not your destiny. And it hurt me to believe originally that it was not my destiny. Yesterday, I realized, Monroe, stop holding on so much to this rope. If you let go, all of a sudden, whew, the other destiny would flow in and embrace you. And I think that's what it's done. And I just feel a weight lifted from my shoulders. I feel so much better. And so.
Kaisar, I believe you believe in God. You believe in God?
Kauser Bitrus just asked if you believe in God.
Yeah, I believe in.
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe in Allah.
So at least we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same. Ria, let me ask you, because I know you're Indian. Do you believe in God? Just curious.
Yes, yes, I'm very spiritual.
Okay, good. So,
I
so-
just literally talk to God, direct connection.
oh,
Yes.
that's what she does. Whenever she turns off her camera, she's talking to God.
Exactly.
She has in fact, God is with her right in the room, but God said, don't let everyone else see my face because it'll be too powerful.
I
So-
have a tattoo, religious tattoo too. It is related to Lord Shiva.
Can we see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that Hindi?
Om, Om. It is a symbol, Om.
Om. Oh, is that like the Om?
Yes, yes,
Like
yes,
meditation?
yes, yes, yeah. Om. Yes.
That's very cool.
Oh, you have been in India before?
No, it's one of the main countries in the world that I haven't gone to that I'd like to visit. Some of the countries that I haven't gone to that I really want to go to are India, Australia, New Zealand, that area, Oceania, and Southeast Asia. I've been to China and South Korea and Japan, but I've never been to any of those Southeast Asian ones. And I'd like to visit more countries in Africa. I've been to Swaziland and South Africa, but nothing more north. So eventually Kenya and Nigeria, Uganda, and Namibia and things like that. And of course, come out and visit Kauser in Pakistan when I visit India. And are the trains in India safe, or are they very dangerous?
No, it's safe. No
Because
problem.
Bhavya told me, do not get on the train in Mumbai.
Yes, in Mumbai, because there is a lot of hustle, bustle, and lot crowd. But they guys are habitual of it.
So I might get crushed.
Yes, yes. You definitely there is. Oh my God.
Gotcha. Bitches, have you been to India?
Never. I've not been to India. But because I'm very interested in India. I love India because they are very good. Technologically wise, they are very good. India, they love school, they read a lot. So nice meeting people. Yeah.
That's another reason why it's funny that I keep saying I love breakdiving so much when I created it, but I say that as like a member. I love it so much because I get to meet you guys.
Yes.
We would never have met
Never.
anywhere
That's the
else.
reason. That's the
There is
reason.
no
Yes.
look at this. 4 people, one from the United States, one from Pakistan, one from India, and one from Nigeria. 4 friends meeting and getting to know one another and inspiring one another. And
Yeah.
it happened because of this, of breakdiving. And it's so wonderful. And I'm so happy that you guys are in my life and that you guys are my friends. And every time I see you, I smile when at these meetings. Every time one of you posts, it's like, oh, Ria posted something, or Kauser posted, or Bitrus posted something. And even Bitrus, doesn't it feel like we've known him forever?
Yes,
I just like this whole breakdiving thing. It somehow breaks down barriers and makes us feel closer more quickly.
Yeah.
And it's been really, really wonderful. And what I was going to say is eventually, as we continue to grow, we're going to eventually have hundreds and hundreds of people in Nigeria and hundreds of people in India and in Pakistan and in the US. And
we
soon
have
we'll be
so
able to
many
have
people from Nigeria right
Nigeria is I feel like Nigeria is probably one of the places where we might have our first in-person meetings.
Okay.
Because there's you're right, that Nigerian chat room, if you've been in there, it is boom, 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 boom. So many people.
Sometimes we get you confused because we use pidgin English.
You know what? And I love the pidgin English. It makes me feel like I'm there. and embracing the culture and whatnot. So it's really, really wonderful.
I believe both Maria and Kaisar, they will may likely join us to know how we're doing over there.
Say it again.
I say probably Ria and Kaisar may likely join us there to see how
Yes.
we're doing.
You've got to join the Nigerian chat room, girls, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fun in there. It's a party. The Nigerian team Nigeria is a lot of fun.
And any new member that joined, before you know, we quickly introduce him to Nigerian chat room.
That's true. And Beatrice, you need to join the Pakistan, India, and USA chat rooms too, right?
Okay, I will join.
So
Except if
awesome. Let's for those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching. This was one of our longer meetings, and we ended up having a wide variety of topics, but always focused on art. And specifically, I think because if you think about it, life is art. Life is art. Some people know how to live life well, and some people live life poorly or with difficulty. And as I was inspired by Kauser at the beginning, where she said, I don't know if it was during while we were recording or not, but she said, no, I have no problems. And of course she has problems. Everybody does, but she apparently has a better perspective than most of us.
Yeah.
In that she's able to look at them not as problems, but as opportunities or as experiences to enjoy, to make life more enriching. And so if you were wondering why we were going off on a lot of different tangents, I don't think we were. Learning how to live life properly is an art. It's not a science. You can't just do this, and this. And I'm a Christian myself, and I read the Bible and this and that, but that alone sometimes you need something else to bring you back to God.
Yes.
So I don't, that's why I don't feel like there's a scientific way to live life perfectly. You have to constantly be juggling things around to get you back on the right path so that you can live life. And sometimes it takes a different perspective that from someone you would never even thought maybe could have done that. So thank you for joining us on YouTube, and please subscribe to our channel. Help us get to 1,000 members, subscribers. Please click like, please comment. And most importantly, we'd love you to join us. If you thought this was a lot of fun and you'd like to meet us and meet other people like us, join breakdiving.io. And you can actually be an active member of our community where we have cool events like this all the time. And we also continue the conversation and the friendship and the support in our online community. So I wish you all the best. And let's everybody wave goodbye to our friends on YouTube. Hi, YouTube.